Optometry is the practice or profession of examining the eyes and applicable visual systems for defects or abnormalities and the administering of vision tests to evaluate visual acuity and visual perception in humans. In addition to diagnosis, optometrists are trained and authorized to correct, treat and/or manage vision changes through the prescription and dispensement of corrective lenses and a medication when necessary. Ophthalmologists, optometrists and opticians are not professional equals and possess varying levels of authority and training. An ophthalmologist is a medical doctor or osteopathic doctor, specializes in eye and vision care, has completed 4 years of college and 8 additional years of medical training, is licensed to practice medicine and perform surgeries. Optometrists are healthcare professionals rather than medical doctors, are not authorized to conduct surgeries, and are required to complete a minimum of 3 years of college and 4 years of optometry school. Opticians are technicians trained in the designing, verifying and fitting of eyewear and other vision-correcting devices. They use prescriptions supplied by ophthalmologists or optometrists, are not permitted to diagnose or treat eye disease and may not test vision or write prescriptions for vision correction. The term optometry comes from the Greek words psi iota sigma and mu epsilon tau rho omicron nu. The word entered the language when the instrument for measuring vision was called an optometer. The root word opto is a shortened form derived from the Greek word ophthalmos meaning eye. Like most healthcare professions, the education and certification of optometrists is regulated in most countries. Optometric professionals and optometry-related organizations interact with governmental agencies, other healthcare professionals, and the community to deliver eye and vision care. History. Optometric history is tied to the development of vision science, optics, optical aids, optical instruments, imaging techniques, other eye care professions. The history of optometry can be traced back to the early studies on optics and image formation by the eye. The origins of optometric science date back a few thousand years BC as evidence of the existence of lenses for decoration has been found. It is unknown when the first spectacles were made. The British scientist and historian Sir Joseph Needham, in his Science and Civilization in China, discusses the occasional claim that spectacles were invented in China. He states that the belief may have been based on a source that was modified during the Ming dynasty, that the original document made no references to eyeglasses, and that the references that were stated the eyeglasses were imported. Alternatively, research by David A. Goss in the United States shows they may have originated independently in the late 13th century in Italy, as stated in a manuscript from 1305 where a monk from Pisa named Rivalto stated, "It is not yet 20 years since there was discovered the art of making eyeglasses." Spectacles were manufactured in Italy, Germany, and the Netherlands by 1300. In 1907, Professor Berthold Laufer, who was a German-American anthropologist, stated in his History of Spectacles, "The opinion that spectacles originated in India is of the greatest probability, and that spectacles must have been known in India earlier than in Europe." But Joseph Needham stated in his Science and Civilization that the paper by Laufer had many inconsistencies, and that the references in the document used by Laufer were not in the original copies but added during the Ming dynasty. However, the German word brill is derived from Sanskrit vijaya. Etymologically, brill is derived from beryl, Latin beryllus, from Greek berylos, from Prakrit virilia, velaria, from Sanskrit vijaya, of Dravidian origin from the city of Vila. Medieval Latin brillis was also applied to eyeglasses, hence German brill, from Middle High German brill, and French besicles, spectacles, altered from Old French baricle. Benito Daza de Valdez published the third book on optometry in 1623, where he mentioned the use and fitting of eyeglasses. In 1692, William Molyneux wrote a book on optics and lenses where he stated his ideas on myopia and problems related to close-up vision. The scientists Claudius Ptolemy and Johannes Kepler also contributed to the creation of optometry. Kepler discovered how the retina in the eye creates vision. From 1773 until around 1829, Thomas Young discovered the disability of astigmatism, and it was George Biddle Airy who designed glasses to correct that problem that included spherocylindrical lens. Although the term optometry appeared in the 1759 book A Treatise on the Eye, the Manner and Phenomena of Vision by Scottish physician William Porterfield, it was not until the early 20th century in the United States and Australia that it began to be used to describe the profession. By the early 21st century, however, marking the distinction with dispensing opticians, it had become the internationally accepted term.